we don't know a lot about that in our society because media does not portray it
Right.
that way.
I take that back about having represented an Asian, because now I remember I did represent an Asian who was a cab driver who spoke very little English, and it was what I call the infamous donut for sex case.
Oh,
And he was charged with soliciting a prostitute from his cab, and it turned out he was innocent. What happened was there was an undercover police officer who was part of an operation trying to catch cab drivers soliciting prostitutes. She flagged down his cab, got in the front seat, and asked essentially for a sexual favor in return for money. And the Asian cab driver jokingly held up a donut. And yeah, they said, "Oh, here you go."
So you got something of value, consideration, right?
Right. So he gets arrested for that,
yeah.
and we had to find a very special interpreter because he spoke a certain dialect of Mandarin, and we had to find an interpreter who was able to finally go to court to say, "Hey, I was kidding when I held up that donut. I had no intent on hiring her to perform a sexual favor. I just held up a donut as a joke." And once that was explained to the judge looked at the prosecutor and said, "Come on, really? Are you really prosecuting this gentleman?" And so they dismissed the case.
Wow.
So that was the one experience now that I do remember that I had with Asian.
Back in the early days when you started out your practice.
That's right. That's right. It's probably 25, 26 at the time.
I see. And Scott, thank you very much.
You're very welcome,
We're
Andrew.
doing the handshake.